So when you are beginning to smoke a pork rib, you take it out, you rinse it off, pat it dry, and the first thing you're gonna do is remove the membrane. What this does is this allows the rub to get deeper into the meat. The membrane protects it so the rub wouldn't get in. So this is how you remove the membrane. You get it on the back side, you put your knife in and kind of make a little slice in it, and then you grab a paper towel and you just grab it with the paper towel, otherwise it's super slippery, and you peel it off. See that? Peel that membrane off. It's kind of gross, but it's necessary. So this one is ready for rub. I'll go ahead and finish these two and get back to you when it's time to rub. Okay, so we have our membranes removed from the back side of the pork, and we are ready to rub. I have the smoker preheating at 200 degrees with applewood chips and pellets in it. I'm gonna cut these in half because my racks are shorter than these, so we're gonna just cut them in half so they'll fit. All right, we are using Stubbs pork rub, bought from Safeway. We had this on the pork belly burnt ends yesterday, so I hope it's sufficient. I don't really have an opinion either way about it, but it is for pork, so here we go. I like to use gloves when I'm working with pork, obviously, for obvious reasons. A, it's less messy, and no contamination on my hands. It's easier for cleanup. So I'm gonna rub that, rub in, flip it over. Same thing on the other side. Generously, so it's covered, but not all crazy. Try to get these sides as well. If you can see that, the side of the pork. That's good. You're gonna wanna let these sit for at least an hour. These are good. We're gonna let these set for an hour before we put them into a 200-degree smoker with apple chips and apple pellets. Okay, an hour's gone by. Now we're ready to place them on the racks and put them in the smoker. So because they're so big, I've cut them in two, and I'm just gonna place them diagonally on each of the racks. And then they're gonna go out into the smoker now. And they're going to be in the smoker for 3 hours, just like this. Like I said, I did apple pellets, so I won't need to stoke more wood. I just started it with some apple wood, but I can if I want to stoke more wood, but I don't have to. So these are going out in the smoker now for 3 hours. All right, ribs are in the smoker. You see I have the pellet tube down at the bottom. The temperature is at 200 degrees, and we just set the timer for 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours is up. The pork ribs are ready to take out and braise for 2 hours in aluminum foil and apple juice. So I'm gonna go grab those and bring them over here to the table, and I'll show you what I'm doing. This is one. Number 2. Rack number 3. All right. So these are ready to go in the foil. I'll show you how we do it. Take one rack. We're going to take 2 pieces of foil and apple juice. So 2 pieces of foil. Fold it all up nice. Pour about a quarter to a half a cup of apple juice in here. I'm going to turn it that way. Fold those in there, just like that. Fold it in so it's nice and tight. We want them to braise in that apple juice. That is what's going to make them fall off the bone tender. I'm going to use one more because I've got a hole in it. These ready to go back on. And I'll come back as soon as I get these all wrapped. Okay, ribs are ready to go back in. They've been wrapped, and they are going to roast in the foil for 2 hours now and get fall off the bone soft. There's no need to stoke the smoke anymore because smoking is over. Now it's just braising. Okay. I have it set at 225 now for 2 hours. You don't have to do anything to it. Just let it sit for 2 hours at 225. As soon as that 2 hours is over, we're gonna wrap them in a towel and put them in a cooler for 1 hour. All right, 2 hours is up. Braising is done. Now it's time to take them out of the smoker, wrap them in a towel, and put them into the cooler for 1 hour. This is where they, I don't know what they do, but they get really soft and tender. Okay, we're getting them out of the smoker and we're gonna wrap them then. just like this. I don't know if you can see it. You see that? Wrapping in the towel. Listen. Wrapping in the towel. Okay. Into the cooler. Gonna do that with all 6 pieces, and they'll sit in the cooler for an hour, and then we'll put some barbecue sauce on them and eat them up. Okay, the 1 hour is finished, and it's time to pull the ribs out of the cooler in the towels. So we'll do that. Okay, here's the first one. Unwrap them all and place them on your board, and you can either put barbecue sauce on them at that point, or if you prefer not to have barbecue sauce, they are amazing as is. Okay, got them all unwrapped, and now you can put the barbecue sauce. I heated the barbecue sauce up in the microwave so it's warm, so we can just put it right on the ribs and it'll keep them warm still. So we don't have to caramelize or anything, we can just put it on there. Be sure to turn them over. Do the underbelly. All right. And there you have it. 3, 2, 1, baby back ribs.